Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village surrounded by green fields and tall trees, there lived a beautiful girl named Emily. She was 20 years old, with sparkling blue eyes and golden hair that shone like the sun. Emily came from a poor family, but they were happy. They lived in a small, cozy house and loved each other very much. Emily loved to read books, and she often dreamed of a better life, full of adventures and happiness. One sunny day, Emily went to the village market to buy some food for her family. The market was busy with people selling fruits, vegetables, and handmade goods. As Emily walked through the market, she noticed a tall, handsome boy standing near a stall. His name was John. He had dark hair, a kind smile, and a warm presence. John came from a rich family. His parents owned a big house and many lands, but he was humble and friendly. Emily and John started talking, and they quickly became friends. They laughed together, shared stories, and discovered they had many things in common. John loved Emily's kindness and her love for books, while Emily admired John's dreams and his caring nature. They began spending more time together, walking through the fields, sitting by the river, and talking about their hopes for the future. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky turned orange and pink, John looked at Emily and said, "Emily, I love you. Will you marry me?" Emily's heart filled with joy. She smiled and replied, "Yes, John, I love you too." They hugged tightly, dreaming of a future together. But their happiness didn't last long. John's parents didn't approve of Emily. They thought she wasn't good enough for their son because she was poor. John's mother said, "John, you cannot marry Emily. She is not from a rich family." His father agreed, "You need to find someone from a wealthy family." John was heartbroken. He loved Emily deeply and didn't care about money or status. He tried to convince his parents, but they refused to listen. They even threatened to stop supporting him if he married Emily. Emily knew about the problem and felt sad too. She loved John, but didn't want to cause trouble for him. One day, she told him, "John, maybe it's better if we don't marry. I don't want to make your life difficult." But John refused to give up. He said, "No, Emily, I will always love you. We will find a way." Days turned into weeks, and John continued to try to change his parents' minds, but they remained stubborn. Emily's family also knew about the situation. Her mother said, "Emily, we love you and want you to be happy, but maybe it's better to let John go." Emily cried many nights, torn between her love for John and her fear of hurting him. One day, Emily decided to talk to John again. She said, "John, I love you very much, but I think it's better if we don't marry. Your parents will never accept me, and I don't want to make your life hard." John's heart broke, but he understood. He said, "Emily, I can't live without you, but I understand. I will always love you." They hugged and cried together, knowing their love was strong, but the world was against them. Emily and John decided to stay friends. They promised to always support each other, even though their hearts were broken. Emily continued to live with her family, working hard and helping them. John also continued his life, but he never forgot Emily. Years passed, and both of them still loved each other deeply. They learned that sometimes love isn't enough, but they kept their love alive in their hearts. Emily worked in the village, helping her family and neighbors. She was kind to everyone, and the villagers loved her. They knew she had a good heart. John also worked hard, helping his family with their business. He was kind and fair to everyone. One day, Emily's father became very sick. Emily was worried and took care of him day and night. She prayed for him to get better. John heard about Emily's father, and wanted to help. He went to see Emily and said, "Emily, I'm sorry to hear about your father. Can I help you?" Emily was touched by John's kindness. She said, "Thank you, John. Your support means a lot to me." John brought medicine and food for Emily's family and visited them often. Slowly, Emily's father got better, and Emily was very grateful to John. She said, "John, you have a big heart. Thank you for helping us." John smiled and replied, "Emily, I will always be here for you." Emily and John spent more time together, talking about their dreams and hopes. They knew they still loved each other, but they also knew that John's parents would never accept their love. They decided to stay friends and support each other. One day, John had to go to the city for work. He told Emily, "I have to leave for a while, but I will write to you." Emily was sad but understood. She said, "I will miss you, John. Please take care." John hugged Emily and said, "I will miss you too. I will come back soon." John went to the city and worked hard. He learned many new things and became successful in his work. He saved money and helped his family, but he never forgot Emily. He wrote letters to her, telling her about his life in the city. Emily wrote back, sharing her thoughts and feelings. They stayed connected through their letters. Time passed, and John became more successful. He saved enough money to support himself and Emily. One day, he decided to visit the village to see Emily. He went to her house and knocked on the door. Emily opened the door and was surprised to see John. She said, "John, you're back." John smiled and said, "Yes, Emily, I missed you." They talked for a long time, sharing their experiences and memories. John said, "Emily, I still love you. I want to be with you." Emily was happy, but worried. She said, "John, I love you too, but what about your parents?" John replied, "I have saved money. I can support us. I don't need my parents' approval anymore." Emily was touched by John's determination. She said, "John, I'm proud of you, but I don't want to cause problems for you." John replied, "Emily, you are my happiness. I want to be with you." Emily and John decided to be together. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were ready to face the challenges. They got married in a small ceremony with their friends and family. Emily's family was very happy for her, knowing John was a good man. John's parents didn't attend the ceremony, but John and Emily didn't let that stop them. They loved each other and were determined to make their life together work. Emily and John moved to the city and started a new life together. They worked hard, supported each other, and faced many challenges. But their love kept them strong. They knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Years passed, and Emily and John built a happy life together. They had children and taught them the values of love and kindness. They never forgot their journey and the challenges they faced. They knew that true love is strong and can overcome any obstacle. Emily and John grew old together, looking back on their life with happiness and pride. They knew that their love had made them better people. They were grateful for each other and the life they had built together. And so, Emily and John lived happily ever after, always cherishing the love they shared. They knew that true love never dies and found peace in the knowledge that their love had made their lives meaningful and beautiful.